Well, welcome back. It's Friday. You know what time it is. It's time for the Ace Media podcast show here, talk show. And today, we did a little something special. We just did a little intimate. It's just me and Cam today. We took a little break. Obviously, we had so many people coming in for the last few weeks, and we had stars, celebrities, to Ministry of Agriculture, to real estate people. And today we wanted to just kind of bring up some topics that have been floating around. There's been some people that have asked us through social media, like, why don't you bring this up? Why don't you talk about that? So we said, okay. We will. And thankfully today, it's just me and Cam on a...
It's awesome to be here, Jerry.
Yeah, it is. We've had so many good...
It's awesome to be here, and it's a special day today, though, because it's just you and I.
It is just you and I. It's one of those intimate shows that we're just going to get out some of the things that people have actually asked us about, some of the stuff that we're working on. Obviously, there's a lot of people that don't know this, but we are actually a cable platform. Cable operator. So we have all the channels, and we're offering this home service to everybody out there. And we're just about ready to launch our freemium service so that you can get a kind of a taste of all the channels that are coming up, including shows like Cam, who he's going to bring up. There's a lot of people that have come to us, and we got a lot of people from around the world. They're adding their content, not only on our channels, but they're also bringing us channels. And you're going to kind of experience something, what we like to call the now. Everybody's watched the news for months, and gotta say, not really. It's become opinionated. As you see, Fauci is coming out, his emails. So what do you believe? That's the true question. What do you believe now? But if you had shows where you actually bring on doctors and you bring on these people who are actually not afraid to talk, but are going to tell you their personal and experiences, but their medical degrees are going to back up their statements, we're going to get facts. So, Cam, once again, thanks for coming here. It's an intimate show today. It's just me and you.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Jer.
Thanks, buddy. And
I think we're going to dive into some pretty interesting stuff today, too.
I know. We were talking kind of a little bit backstage, and we were like, let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. So I'm going to just kind of open the table and say, let's get into Fauci's emails right off the bat.
Let's do it.
We have a medical facility here.
Yep.
We've been treating some great people. We had some great sessions this week, right?
Yep. Doing things that a lot of people didn't even know existed. This kind of, what we're doing, it really is the future of medicine.
Absolutely.
We're using energy medicine. We're using nutrition, and basically it's a whole lot of waste takeaway, a whole lot of nutrient intake, stimulating the cells,
immune boosting. Yes, we have to have that.
The more nutrients and oxygen you get in the cells, the more waste you get taken away, the better blood flow you get. It's just common sense medicine. And
the best part is most of the clientele that is coming in is like pro athletes.
Yeah.
They are seeing it. So when you look at what's going on, the doctors around the world, I got nothing bad to say about doctors, their prescriptions and their diagnosis, but a lot of times they're just not able to provide this kind of like alternative. They have to stay within the policies of that hospital or their medical practice, or they're under somebody, right? So we offer this new solution that is coming out, and I'm going to let you do some vibrant talking, because I do tend to talk a lot, so I don't want to take away from some of it. I want to make sure that you get your point across on what it is. We're going to go through that, and then we'll go back to Fauci's emails, right? Because it's becoming unbelievable. So,
well, I think this ties in perfectly with Fauci's emails, because a lot of them address what could have been taken, as opposed to what was banned and what was, said to not be safe and poo-pooed. And now it's all coming back around, and we're going, wait a minute, we were saying 16 to 18 months ago that was okay. And now
they're catching them on the emails. You're
just catching on, yeah.
No, he actually wrote it 18 months ago.
Right.
But he didn't say it on television. I think he went with his narrative, which was, my book deal is coming out in this time.
Yeah, well, he's... kind of been the face of medicine, if you will, over the last year or so. He's been front and center, and everybody's
on two presidents.
on 2 presidents, and he
One
goes
and a half.
back, I believe, like 4 or maybe even 5 presidents advising the White House on pandemics and head of the NIH and all that. And
But I think this is the first time he really got his name out there.
yeah,
Like,
this is the first time
if you were in
everybody
medical,
really knows
you might
who
have
he
known
is.
him. You know, if
I
you
didn't know
had-
who he was before
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
until Trump brought him on, and that said this is the guy.
Yeah.
Then everybody just kind of followed it,
Right.
and
So, yeah,
Biden kept him. So
These alternative therapies, or the HCQ wasn't really that alternative, but that's kind of what people have been talking about. That this
It helped
could
a lot of people.
It did help a lot of people, and there's other stuff out there that helps a lot of people that hardly anybody knows about right now. And we're seeing this shift, and you and I are really at the forefront of this shift. Energy medicine is the future of medicine, and plain and simple. Dr. Spock didn't give away pharmaceuticals, did he?
no,
Yeah.
he sold baby books
Yes.
and how to raise your kid. But you know what? I think it's important right now that the people that are watching actually understand. So I'm going to do like a kind of a prelude to let you kind of finish the conversation.
Okay.
But what you're not understanding is this is completely painless. There is no drugs involved and no needles. So when you come to the facility to get treated, you're not in any pain. 90% of the people literally say, "Is it on?" I would simulate it to a ultrasound kind of aspect. There's no pain. Right.
So no pain, and it's actually even safer than ultrasound. The ultrasound can burn you after a while because those it goes real deep and it kind of
Different
heats
jelly.
everything. Yeah. These devices are 100% safe. We use them on little babies, 99-year-old ladies, high level, professional
I love
athletes.
how you put that pun in.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. Babies in 90s.
Yeah. It's for everybody. It's
Yeah.
completely safe and incredibly effective, powerful. It works. Most people feel a great deal of relief after the first 30-minute session. And I mean, we saw it yesterday, didn't
Yesterday was, and we got the call today because did a little follow-up on him, which was quite amazing because he said this is the first time he felt his feet and calves in 2 years.
Neuropathy.
Well, yes. I mean, and then but just to hear the joy. And then my favorite thing is here's a guy who says he hasn't slept more than a couple hours a night, maybe in 20 years. He calls, and I was giving you that good news. He literally said, I slept for 12 hours. I've not done that in 30 years.
Yeah.
So amazingly enough, another high five. Give us the knuckles. Boom. There we go. Another satisfied customer. And what's become our saying?
We'll make you a believer in 30 minutes.
That's right. So go ahead and continue telling them about this amazing technology that is now sweeping the nation and now coming to Germany, Holland, and Dubai, Spain.
Spain, yep.
These are the centers that are going to be open under the franchise model we have put together.
Yep, we're going to be opening them in resort cities as well, so you'll be able to casinos. These will be popping up everywhere around the world, and it's super exciting to bring this to the world. It's something that everybody needs, hardly anybody knows about, and it's, like I said, 100% safe. It's a little tiny bit of electricity. So one of these devices that we use is artificial intelligence guided. It reads your body much like an EKG or an EEG, with electromagnetic frequency, put the pads on you, it pings off of things, you get a read back. Well, these they go another step. They read your body for electrical conductance, and then they decipher what frequency with the algorithms and with the computers inside is precisely what frequency is going to stimulate healing in your body.
And that's a key because people go, what can you heal? As I see it, we haven't found something that we can't treat certain things, but we have found that the pain is gone on almost everybody.
Yeah,
that's
our focus is the pain.
Yeah, the pain.
Pain, function, range of motion, that kind of thing. But I'll tell you what, Jer, when you do a couple of sessions and somebody's been in pain for years and years and years, and then they go, I have no pain, and then we follow up with them a month later and they say, I still have no pain, and then they follow up with them a year later and they go, I still have no pain. You tell me what happened.
I know. I had the best experience even with my own friend. He flew in, told me he's going to have hip surgery. And I kept saying, no, you're not. And he says, yes, I am. And I said, no, you're not. And he did 2 treatments. And literally I'm going to go in an hour's time. I think it's been 2 years and he has not had the surgery. So that shows you that it's not only like this isn't just a quick fix. This is 2 years with no surgery. He does not have cartilage in there. I'm not saying that we can grow cartilage, but reduce the pain. Sometimes, getting cut open and being in bed for,
there's
a
lot of
half a
processes in the body that go into pain, the cytokines, the inflammatory response and all of that. And when all of a sudden you have no pain anymore, and for some reason that inflammatory response is not going in your body, you're looping over and over and over again.
Great, like migraines. They come and go.
Your body,
they don't get them.
Now has that doorway or that that ability to start healing itself, because there's nothing on this planet that heals you except for you. We can only just help. Well, even the aliens, they can only facilitate.
Oh,
and then your body
that's
is
why
the
they
great
beam
healer.
us up.
Yeah.
They have to do it in the space. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin that.
No,
we got to throw a little comedy in here once in a while, because so let's we'll come back to all the benefits, but let's get into like some of today's like top features. We were talking about Fauci. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, I don't know if they should even consider him a part of this. He's flip-flopped so many different times, and I'm not saying it's bad or good. Nobody can really predict what's going to happen. But when you start reading the emails and you go, wait, you knew about this? Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to say, yes, I'm flip-flopping because new data is coming out. But his data and his consistency is almost like 8 months ago is what he's agreeing with what now. Mm-hmm. 6 months ago, he was just flipping it because it might have been a better narrative for him, or which president was coming in, or what have you. So I got to say, that's why a lot more people are looking to alternative solutions as opposed to these certain drugs that are coming out too fast. There's not enough data on them. There's not enough testing. I mean, even the Sputnik brand of vaccine is listed as number 1, but what's in it?
Well, that's my question is, okay, Pfizer and Moderna were the first 2, right? They were the ones that had the warp speed going, right?
Right.
And then now we've got AstraZeneca, and we've got the Sputnik, and we've got the Johnson & Johnson, and we've got the got all the like 15 of them or something like that. Or it might be more than that. It might be like 23. Who's making the concoction?
Yeah.
Are they sharing this? Are they sharing the recipe? I don't think so.
I think they're looking at 6 billion
What are the
people.
differences?
Yeah.
And that's what I there's all these people who are like, no, you need to get the vaccine, and you're basically not doing anybody a service, and you don't care about humanity if you don't get the vaccine. But when I ask them what's in it, and then what's the difference between the Johnson & Johnson and the Moderna, they can't tell me anything.
Well, there is some interesting facts coming out about that. Okay. You know that, right?
No.
So basically the strands that they made, or the strands that came out as COVID-19, are actually what it's going for, right? It's attacking that. However, the difference is it kills the immune system. So as it mutated and new strands came out, you have depleted your immune system, in which now the new strand can go pretty much hog wild.
I did hear about this. Yeah. The way I heard it explained was the vaccine is tailored specifically for the COVID-19 strand. And it makes these kind of fake antibodies, right? They're processed antibodies. Yeah, clone soldiers. But these clone soldiers, these antibodies, are only going to recognize the COVID-19 and let everything else slide through. It's like if the Cardinals here had their linemen, they were set to not let the Rams through, but every other team in the NFL is getting right to the quarterback.
That's it. So it makes me kind of frustrated that governments around the world are pushing these products when vitamin C, zinc, and some of these things
vitamin D3,
we're doing quite a good job. Z-Packs, all benefits. But now, we're talking to people over in Europe. They want to come here, but they're saying that they need a vaccination card. Well, I got to be honest. If they split the plane because I didn't understand the whole plane thing. They make you stand 6 feet apart when you're getting your ticket
just
checked in,
flew
but then
like
I'm
2
going to
weeks ago,
sit next to somebody or even a spot away.
Yeah.
I'm in a capsule. People
And
are
you know,
sneezing and
everybody
breathing.
on the plane, once they get on, they take their mask down. They
Yeah.
fall asleep with their mouth open. Yeah.
I know. But not only that, they're putting the air on, which is like when you cough. Now it's just being blown and spread around. So I got to say, what was the difference? Now here's the truth. Do you know where and how the 6 foot social distancing, the 6 foot was started?
I heard that it's hard to do facial recognition with all of their cameras and stuff and the cell phone stuff, and they needed people to be 6 feet apart so that they could really, truly fine tune these things.
That's a good conspiracy theory.
That's what I heard.
But the truth is, a man named Klurg was a physical therapist in Germany in 1908. He is the one that wrote this, that he believed at that time, which probably at that time they didn't have a lot of medicines, but he said that, if a plague, he marked it as 6 feet. They are taking this as historical data.
1908, huh?
1908.
Haven't updated it?
A man named Klurg.
Okay.
You can't forget that name.
All right.
That's a Klurg. So the Klurg actually is a physical therapist, not an MD, but he wrote this, how would you say, instructional manual for his country or for his town that's 6 feet. And that's what these people are using as their 6 feet. Now, the truth is 3 feet is the range of distance, even if you sneeze, unless it's in the wind. But, I guess a sneeze will only go about 3 feet. I mean, I guess if it's a good sneeze or you have a really kind of old Western beard.
I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for farthest sneeze, so
Oh, yeah?
people need to stay 9 feet away from me.
Nine feet.
9 feet.
And that's why we'll be sitting here like this. Okay.
I think the other big thing with Fauci is that he knew about this stuff, and that he even may have, in a roundabout way, had the Wuhan lab funded. And
Well, he did. He had admitted in I was watching the testimonial, where he said, did you do it? And basically he was saying not intentionally. It was supposed to go for this research. Well, man, you can imagine if millions of dollars would be given away, I would say, yes, we are going to study bats, but yet I'm going to build that wing on my house. Right? Because that's what happened. They gave him a big amount of funding that actually went to what they thought was bat treatment or bat, but it actually went to the Wuhan.
Did you believe that it came out of a wet market from a bat?
No.
Did you believe that story?
Wet
when it came
tail.
out? Huh?
It's called wet tail.
Wet tail?
Yeah, that's
The wet
the
market?
guado.
Oh, guano?
Guado.
Oh,
Guado was bat poop. Don't you remember? Private Detective?
Iquinsuocha.
Okay.
White devil.
White Devil. Devil's Highway. Crazy.
That
All
was, what was it? That was Pet Detective.
Pet
too.
Detective,
Yeah.
right. Guado. So it boiled down to that, and they don't know where, he couldn't even verify that the money was actually used for the right thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, this guy's got his own problems, and then his book, you saw, what was it, Amazon?
Oh, they just pulled it all off.
National
right?
Geographic said that he will not earn a penny of royalties from this book.
Good.
Now, I don't know if that's a ploy because he's got a contract. So if it actually sells, he's probably going to get $1 a book. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend reading it then.
Yeah. It seems like more and more conspiracy theory stuff that was being talked about 16 months ago seems to be coming to light as conspiracy fact now.
A lot of conspiracy, and as you know, we did our conspiracy theory show a couple weeks ago, and that's coming up. It should have been what?
Yeah.
It should be this coming Monday that
What's
they have to
that?
release it.
I think they just did it. I think
Was
on the
it first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
It was-
so.
it
I
was-
haven't really dove into it yet, but yeah, it looks like they released a whole bunch of stuff on what is it? What's the new UAPs or U? What's the new acronym?
I don't know.
Oh, they got what is it? UAP.
UAP.
Okay, yeah. That, and then And we've got this, the audit going on in multiple states. They got the election audit going on too.
That's going to be interesting because if this is overturned, I mean, the country's in chaos. Because if they're going to put Trump back in charge, what happens to all those 19 or 49 they would have to be abolished. They have already stole all the metal from all the fences. Therefore, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah, I know people that were saying that they had relatives going down to the border and they were just giving away the metal for the wall and just loading it into their trucks and driving it away so that they didn't have to spend government money on hauling it how They're just giving it away.
It's crazy. And then you look at the
Good
gas
for those
prices.
people, I guess, but
just like how much, I mean, you're going away for the weekend. How much gas has really gone up? I mean, it's
already gone up 50% in just a couple months.
That's just here.
That's
like
just
you
here,
saw the East Coast. The East Coast, I was watching those news, it's $6.99 and they only had limited stations.
Oh my gosh.
Now in Europe, it affects them more. You understand? They're paying $11.99 a gallon. I talked to my friend over there.
Well, their cars are way smaller, so.
No. Even at $11 a gallon, that's even you'd have. They're sharing mopeds.
Yeah.
You've seen it like in China, they drive mopeds like crazy.
China, I saw
like
that
8 people on one.
I saw that in the Dominican Republic as well.
Really?
There was a family of 5 on a moped.
See, that's how it starts to get the carnival going. They look at 9 people on a moped. You're a circus. Let's get them airing.
I mean, their balance was phenomenal. They were going down the highway. Dad's up front, mom's in the back, got a kid on each knee, and one kid in front of the dad. It was impressive.
It was. I've seen it 100 times. You're just going, how did you start? Like, do you have to like push?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or do you have to like kind of like everybody gets 5 feet so you can go, okay, get on, and then pull them on and pull them on.
Everybody lean forward.
Yeah. It's crazy. I showed you pictures of the jeepneys. It's like the long kind of buses that they use, and they decorate them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of culture shocks.
Like the Philippines.
Philippines, and they have them all through kind of Asia. Their transportation, their private transportation. We call it Uber, but they do where they'll go down one street and you just raise your hand and he'll pull over and pick it up, and you say 2 streets and you give him money and you have to get off in 2 streets. It's pretty much the honor system. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah, I look forward to going over and seeing that with you someday.
We're going to be going over quite soon because I don't want to go over there in the winter. It's cold in Germany.
Oh, right.
I like our 80-degree winters here.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not a fan of the cold anymore, as you guys know. I'm done with the ice. I never want to see ice unless in a drink, which I've had a couple with Cam for the last couple of weekends, just enjoying some time off for the Memorial Day weekend. But it's kind of unique that how this world is literally changing. As we've talked on some of the other shows, like people are reevaluating everything. People are now really getting into the health. Mm-hmm. Like health has people are becoming vegans now. Second of all, we've had Dee Van Tassel, head of agriculture, who's outlining, there's the farmers are not getting the funding that they need. People with all these stores being closed and whatever, that their crops were going bad because they didn't know whether to harvest them or let them keep growing. And also, they said that 60% of the farms have been sold to China. Now, you got to wonder, he said, if that goes...
60% of the farms here in America.
That's correct. That's what he said. Now, he said if it gets to 65, we have no USDA because they control all your food.
Wow.
So what they're doing is they're buying the farms that like Walmart, Whole Foods buy. So they now control your food. Well, he was saying that, he does 5 months in China to help them like re-sterilize their dirt and make some concoctions, I guess, to help the plants grow. But he said that they don't really have a USDA over there. So they have like fish cloning facilities. So they clone fish, they clone everything. Oh. And they just, it's just fish in a barrel, and they just multiply until, constantly running fresh water through so that they don't even have much of a life. They're just literally cloned to be eaten. Yeah. And he said when you do that, you don't know, like if one bioengineered thing gets in there, then all the fish are infected. Mm-hmm. They kind of need their ocean water to get healthy. It's their way of getting
We'll all
healthy.
need one of those magical cubes that we heard about.
Yeah, that guy,
He was an interesting guy, wasn't he?
well, the cube, he said, did all sorts of power. It would power like a city from a little cube that was about this big, like
Then
a 1
didn't he
inch.
say that you could put anything into the cube and it would you could put your food into it or whatever, and anything that was poisonous or GMO or anything would just
Well, he said that was the spray.
Oh, that was the spray. Okay.
He said you spray this on, it'll kill any of the toxins, poisons, whatever's on it. It just kills it. But then I was like, well, how long do you have to wait? Do you have to wait till it dries? Because the burger's going to get cold.
Yeah.
I mean, these are logistical.
Yeah.
If I just spray it and then I can eat it, okay, that's
will
fine.
it come in mayonnaise flavor spray?
I don't know. That's a
Like,
good
can-
question. But I think we could create a bottle and put some coloring, food coloring, and say, orange, red, green, blue.
Yeah.
But first, we have to see it for ourselves. And he said he'll be back in about 20 weeks, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Why would
Going
you
on
say
some
20
kind of
weeks?
healing tour. or
Yeah,
something.
healing tour. I'm kind of into it. We have Nancy here. She's always going to those spiritual places, the Quartz Rock. Has Quartz actually done anything for you? Like, I feel
Not-
different when I go to Sedona, but
Other
it's
than
just
making
because
my
it's
watch
beautiful.
work.
Huh?
Other than making my watch work.
And that's actually a battery. It's not quartz.
Hey, man.
It's
what
just
it
the
says
name.
on the face.
Yeah, that's it. But the healing rocks. Have you ever used healing rocks in anything?
I mean, I know people that do and have, and I've been told to take a piece of rose quartz and rub it from my eyebrows to the back of my head to release the demons.
Did they ask you to film it and then send it to them just to go, here's my next TikTok video?
Yeah. It was. I've lost a bet, but no, I don't really use them. I know a lot of people believe in the bracelets and the necklaces and stuff.
I
and
think
hey,
that copper thing, I see a lot of the
Yeah.
golfers wearing them, for back pain or
that's
stress.
the titanium necklaces. The company called Fightin' that was really big in sports and baseball specifically for a while. You'd always see the guys with the red rope around their neck, and
Yeah.
so I can't prove it or disprove it.
Well, the hot topic is the CRISPR.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's getting into CRISPR. CRISPR says that they can make you live, or I believe the saying is that they can give you I don't want to say immortality, but you could live for like 300
They can
years.
tweak your genes,
Tweak your
so that your
genes.
telomeres don't
They don't age
they don't age
as
they-
fast.
Telomeres, you know about those at the ends of your chromosomes.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
supposed to it's supposed to be like where they can lengthen your telomeres, or they can change or make little.
I must
changes
say
to
my
all kinds
telomere
of
is pretty
DNA.
long, if you know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, huge telomere.
So yeah, CRISPR is now the kind of thing that everyone's looking at, and there's quite a lot of new products that are I guess you call them internet sensations, right? They're things I'm researching them now because there are things I've heard from other doctors that say, I'm starting to get into this. I'm starting to believe it, and we obviously have. Some really good doctors here in the Valley because we have the Mayo Clinic, and then we have Invita, with Dr. Prado, who's an amazing doctor.
Incredible. The stuff that he's doing.
He's
being
awesome.
told by Johns Hopkins that he's 15 years ahead of everybody else in dealing with cancers.
He's really, really good. And if you have a problem, you should try to reach out to that facility here in
He
Phoenix.
is amazing man.
And he's our friend.
And he's our buddy. Yeah, he's got this procedure where they're curing stage 4 pancreatic.
I think we should say
cancer.
curing. They're
Well,
really
okay,
showing
they are-
progressive advances
Yes.
into reducing people's pains and expanding their life. Because when you have stage 4 cancer, most doctors give you kind of like a 3 month, 6 month, maybe a 1 year. But after that, you're kind of on your own. And I've seen people that have lasted longer, right? Even
Yep.
my grandfather was one of those. They said he would die, kind of quick or soon. He lasted, I think 8 years.
I know quite a few people.
7 over what they predicted.
There's actually
So
been a lot of people that have come into the clinic that were given X amount of time to live, and they said, "No way, I don't believe you." Mr. MD, whoever you are, and they went at it, on a different level, and they're still here talking about it and feeling great because they entertained alternative medicines and they work.
people think alternative means pain. It doesn't. It actually means the opposite. It's like saying holistic. Holistic doesn't mean you go through pain. Everybody who's in holistic, or as we like to say, our type of treatments are non-pain, no pain, zero pain.
Well, these guys that I work with, a lot of professional athletes and that we've had in the clinic, I sit on the board for the APBPA, Association of Professional Ball Players of America, and this is an amazing charity that has been helping guys for 98 years. We're coming up on our 100th year anniversary, and people like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and
Tony Lasorda,
Ty Cobb, Tony Lasorda, Dusty Baker, Mike Scioscia,
Wes Parker.
Yeah. I mean, these are Hall of Fame legend names. They're on the board. I am extremely honored to be on the board.
Huge honor.
It's amazing, man. I sit around the table and I'm like, whoa, what am I doing here? But I got brought on because, because of what we're doing, because of the work that we're doing. We're getting these guys that are in tremendous pain after their careers, whether it's musculoskeletal pain or just, headaches, migraines, all kinds of stuff from head to toe. And they're getting relief in like 2 30-minute sessions they've lived with for decades.
Yeah.
Non-invasively, drug-free, no needles, no drugs. And it's just your body healing itself because we're facilitating it in the precise way that it needs to be.
There's some top legends that have been listed in medical journals, like Micah Bowie, right? He's had so many surgeries, so much things. I absolutely feel horrible.
Yeah.
But I loved when, he came and he said, hey, this is the first time my oxygen was way down. I'm feeling good. He wasn't able to lift his leg. So there's a lot of benefits. And I guess that word is spreading throughout the pro industry, because we're getting players from all over to come in and saying, hey, I heard what you did for this guy. I have something similar, like a meniscus or something like that. And they can watch the testimonials, they can watch the videos, and they see the miraculous. And this isn't like, the paid non-doctor commercial where you go,
guy with
I'm
a lab
doctor.
coat on with
No name there.
Yeah.
So then you see them talking about how great it is. And, these white strips, buy these. I recommend them. Now, these are actual people that you've read about whose injuries are like headline noon. They could be a $400 million player, and they say they're not going to be out for this season, and miraculously, and we like to say it's usually the guys with 2 thumbs and a big smile that got them back out there in 2 months.
Yep. Yep. They love it, man, and they keep coming back because it helps them recover from, with like the current guys, it helps them get back on the field way faster, like 3, 4, 5 times faster. And a lot of times they come back stronger than they were before. And then, guys that are living in chronic pain, dealing with it for years, they're absolutely loving it. And it's some of the most rewarding work that I can think of, man. It's really, really cool.
It's just hugs and kisses.
It is, man. High fives and yeah.
So, we've even had some like World War II veterans come in.
Yeah.
That, say they've been living with this. They want to just play golf. They spent their life in war. They come back. They raise their families. They get it going. And the next thing you know, they got an issue. The guy had his hand locked and he couldn't open it. And he said, he's definitely military because he came in and said, well, I just don't believe it. My wife is forcing me to come here. And we're like, okay, 6 minutes. He's like, I can golf. I can go crazy. And we're like, that was just 6 minutes. Imagine what we could do. Mm-hmm. So
we also just really exciting stuff with, the elderly. We just partnered with the largest senior living center here in Arizona. And we went through a beta testing with them to first kind of show them what we could do. And they were just blown away. And we've got all these testimonials from these old folks that are going, I couldn't walk across campus. Now this campus is 43 acres. We have 900 residents. And they're saying, I had to stop and sit down, and I couldn't make it. My hip hurt and my knee hurt, and it was just really bad. And after 4 sessions, I got to go back. When they first saw us, we've got these machines, and these are, elderly folks. They're not necessarily the best with technology or in the know with it. So they walk in, and they go, I'm here. I don't know what I'm here for, but here I am. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Like you draw the lowest straw.
yeah, exactly. Like they're, you know, all right, I'm doing you a favor, you know.
Yeah.
But then they actually were awesome. And by like the fourth session, they're going, "This is our last one with you. We're not going to see you again."
Yeah.
You know? But this guy, you know, one of these guys that couldn't walk now is walking, you know, and he was told he would never walk again. Hadn't been out of his walker chair in 27 months, or his scooter in 27 months.
Yep.
He actually has a twin that has the same exact thing going on.
So now he's pushing him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's walking around campus, and we didn't get to treat his twin, but I mean, it's just a really amazing stuff, man. That it's literally things that doctors say are medical impossibilities, and it's kind of that stuff that we all knew should be here, by now, by 2021, but nobody knows about it yet, you know, and we're bringing it to the world, buddy.
When you go back to like Back in the Future, remember when they put up like October 2020, like they would have flying cars would be flying, you know? Do you remember? Well, you saw the movie. I mean, who didn't?
Yeah, they predicted that the Cubs would win the World Series. You
Yeah,
know?
that was actually pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So that hadn't happened since 1908, so that was a pretty big prediction.
Yeah.
And even in the show, they acted surprised, like it took that long,
Right.
you know? But when you look back, you know, I saw an ad where they showed these you know, couple, and they were wearing nice outfits, and the man was wearing a suit, but they were in a plane, and the stewardess or flight attendant or whatever what we're supposed to call him,
I don't know.
aisle servant.
Yeah.
Let's go with flight attendant. The flight attendant is cutting the roast beef, and then they're drinking like wine. They got a nice like thing, and she's like, "How thick? You know, how thick do you want this?" And the caption said, "Boy, I wonder what it would be like in 2020." And then it showed like, you know, a heavyset guy sitting in the middle, and the other two people are like scrunched like this. You know how we packed them in because they had these giant seats.
Yeah.
Even when you look at like the movie Aviator, like how they were all sitting, they had, or even
Airplane.
Airplane. Yeah, that was a different kind of flight. But going back to even like what do you call it? Harrison Ford, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
You know, he always got in. They had like these lounge chairs. The future has been great with technology, but personal space has been diminished.
Oh yeah, they're just packing us in like sardines more and more wherever they can.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
They're adding more seats. You know, it's all about cost. Well, here's a simple thing: lower the cost.
Well, the old seats, my knees were already in the guy's neck ahead of me.
Oh, I know.
Now I just lay my legs over the seat, and you know.
Well, he's 6'9", so if you guys don't realize, he's got some long legs, right? So, do you always request like that seat where the exits are,
Yeah, I either get the exit row or upgrade to first class.
or you just take your shoes and socks and put them right there? That people are going, let them have the seat. The smell is killing me.
Yeah,
Right? I could just see that happening.
I have many tricks.
Yeah, I know. But what, you got a size 14, 15?
15.
15.
Yeah. Cody's got a 16.
Where do you find those skis?
The Sasquatch rack at Nordstrom Rack or Ross or yeah.
I bet you got like those slippers with the real Bigfoot, do you? You just walk
No,
around.
that's how my foot actually looks.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that hairy? We're gonna have to use some chemicals on you. So, what other topics? Let's go back to the baseball. You got the, you know, the league.
The APBPA?
Yes. You know, it is for anyone to join, right?
It is, yeah. There's honorary memberships. You'll get special benefits. If you're a lifetime member, you get a cool gold card, and that gold card is honored at minor league ballparks. You can go get 2 seats for free with your gold card, and you know, there's events that we put on where, you know, Hall of Fame guys will be there, and it's just a really great organization that's been helping guys for 98 years.
I think it's important to kind of mention that, you know, because I think a lot of people they go, wow, these ball players are making tons of money. Well, what they don't see is that these are the older guys. They didn't really make that money. I mean, only until like 2000. I know like Wayne Gretzky was the first one in hockey to make $1 million, right? Mm-hmm. But back then, when you look, Babe Ruth and all those other guys, they had a secondary job.
A lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them for the old season, so they need help too.
Yeah, and those are the big names, you know, the guys that were probably getting some endorsement stuff. And you talk about those guys that were, you know, they might have played 10 years back then, but they only made $100,000 over those 10 years.
Yeah. What was the event that we went to where we got to meet Crazy May? Or was it?
Oh, All the Way May.
All the Way May, yes.
Yeah.
The League of Our Own,
Yep.
League of Our Own, I think was the name
A
of it.
League of Our Own, yeah.
A League of Our Own.
Oh, wait, no, A League of Their Own.
Was it there or ours?
It's all of ours.
Either was,
Yeah,
but it started Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell,
Yeah.
all these different people. We actually got to meet two of the main characters, All the Way May, and what was the other one?
Oh gosh, I can't remember her name right now.
I think she was.
They were awesome, man. They were. They were really legends. They
Total legends, but
Yeah.
they also had a very charming personality.
they did.
All the Way May is just.
She's hilarious.
She is exactly how Madonna played her.
Yeah, I think she said she was like either 93 or 94, and she had just gotten stem cells. This was awesome. She
Yeah.
goes at the meeting that we were at. She goes, "Well, boys, I'm 94 years old, but I just got stem cells, so I'm feeling like I'm 87. So watch out."
That was awesome.
Yeah,
The whole place lit up with laughter.
yeah,
And we were fortunate enough to take some pictures with her. They definitely had the big hair.
oh yeah,
I mean, this was if you remember, like the earlier days, the women used to have the kind of the beehive, and this was definitely. I was thinking like Alice from Mel's Diner.
okay, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
Hot
yeah.
grits. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Maybe these people don't remember, but she was kind of Flo was her name
Flo.
because she had that like high hair,
Mm-hmm.
but that she had more hairspray than me.
Every curl was just perfectly in place.
Yeah, she had definitely had some work done there.
yeah.
But that
That
was
was a
pretty-
really cool event.
But see, that's what people don't get to see. You get invited to those events. There are a lot of other pro athletes. So if you're really into, pro baseball and baseball players, get involved in this because we're starting to help. But there's going to be like kind of some changes coming up. So I think we're going to be posting that a little later down the road to make sure that the board, I don't want to say anything that isn't, that's what I'm saying. There might be some new stuff that is coming out, but in the end, it's a good opportunity to get involved with some really good baseball players.
It's for a great cause. It's a lot of fun. Really awesome events, and you're just in good company with these people. So I'm honored to be on the board, and I'm honored to be a part of this. So
It's a legendary board.
yeah, it really is.
It just puts you in legendary status.
Well,
No, you have to look at it as you put that kind of list across. Why there is a reason you were chosen. And it's not just because maybe you played great baseball. It's because outside of baseball, you've been actively helping like the players in health, in mental capacity, the PTSD type scenarios. And I think it should be commended that you earned this position not only for being a great ball player and having the 16, 18 years that you played, but also that what you have done afterwards, how you kind of transformed your life into kind of helping. Yes, primarily they were baseball players because you played with them, but they knew you, they trusted you, they came in, they got to see the treatment, and then it kind of exploded, obviously by word of mouth and massive amounts of referrals. But in the end, it's still definitely a thumbs up from everyone when they're back on the field, they're pitching. So
Yep.
that is to be commended to you, and you have earned your seat along those great men.
Well, thank you, man. I just look forward to continuing, the service and bringing it, on an even greater scale as we grow.
I just hope you remember the shorter and the fatter. Me, when you get your big head. No, I'm just kidding. You'll never get a big head. You don't have enough hairspray. See, my head stays in because of the hairspray, right? It's like it's kept. So, what do you think about where we're at right now with everything that's going on in the world, like the gas prices, the food? Do you think that them spending this kind of cash right now is really helping the community because we're still getting our oil and everything outside? I mean, I want to mix it up today because it's just me and you. Mm-hmm. We don't want to offend anybody, but in the same token, these are topics you just got to talk about. You can't be offended because it's our life. It's our children after this.
Yeah.
You got to look like what's going to happen in school next year. They're going to keep it closed because kids aren't learning by video. Have you seen it? Half of them are asleep.
Places have the kids in school now.
Well, that's what I hope.
I think like New York, New Jersey. I don't know where California's at with it, but here, we opened up our schools a couple months ago, and we've
Yeah,
had
3 months or 3 weeks after Christmas, because in case you traveled, they wanted.
and I think they kind of eased it into where it was like half online and then half in the school, and I don't know exactly how they
bounced.
Yeah, but I know New York is they're still not having, they still don't have all of their children in school yet, and I mean, this is a big problem. We have a whole year now that most kids are behind, and all the stress that it put on these children. They couldn't see their friends. They had very little outlet. Suicide rates and drug abuse rates and alcoholism rates went through the roof.
Marijuana sales are up.
Marijuana sales are up. Crime rates in some cities are up, like I think
800% in Portland.
800%. That's crazy. You ask yourself, or I ask myself, was this worth it? The whole shutdown and how we locked everything down for something that has a point, 0.03.
Based on healthy people, it really did affect the elderly to a degree, but even the
children
kids,
and the young, this was almost like it was no worse than a cold season. Really, we
didn't hear about a flu season. I didn't see
the flu season.
Walgreens or CVS asking to get your flu shot this year.
Well, heart disease, cancer, pulmonary disease, they all just disappeared last year. It's pretty crazy.
Well, the other thing is did you see that the final stats that I think I saw on the CDC website, which was heart attacks are up 40%.
Yeah.
Especially after those who had the vaccine.
Yeah, I've been hearing that stuff too. And then I've also been hearing from lots of people that it's affecting women's reproductive organs. They're having
it shut down their immune. It shut down the vital.
They're having really weird and off schedule, menstrual cycles. I've heard of a couple women that have lost babies like a week after. There's actually 3 different ones that I've heard. One was 3 months in, one was 6, and one was not almost full term, and they lost them right after. And, wow. I mean, it's really concerning, man. Like you said, we sped this thing up. We've got these drugs that we don't do enough research on, and then we just give them to our public, and things like Vioxx that killed so many people. Or well,
the funny thing is people actually were believing Bill Gates, right?
Yeah,
and Bill Gates is now banned in 5 countries.
Yeah,
for
India.
India,
Africa,
he went there
countries
with his vaccine to treat polio.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they had 17,000. He put all this money, research, whatever. According to some of the officials in India, they lined up 17,000 people for polio, and they were giving them the shot. Well, the other people wanted it so that they wouldn't get affected, kind of like and 526,000 ended up dying. So he was totally banned. Now he's banned from South Africa, I think, and some other places. I didn't really follow it, but he is not really liked in those countries now, and they said that they let Microsoft products continue because he's no longer running it.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of why he wants to sell off his shares. And I think, there's speculation all over. You read what I read, but that's why he's getting divorced. And the other things are he can't sell his shares until he's divorced. So it kind of this is the perfect time during everything of chaos because. My favorite thing also was he asked for privacy. Mm-hmm. He's Microsoft privacy. Mm-hmm. Come on, they've been taking everybody's privacy and throwing it out the window.
Right.
I didn't totally believe it.
Yeah. I heard that there was actually one guy in the whole, remember the Bernie Madoff thing with when he was,
$65 billion?
Yeah. There was one guy in that whole group that, I don't know if he meant to do this on purpose, but he was going through a divorce and he was basically free and clear of all the fraud because he ended up selling off his shares because of the divorce. And that's what people think is going on with, Bill Gates and with Bezos. And because they're both recently getting divorced. And
well, Bezos got, a divorce last year.
Yeah.
But his stock was soaring. And
yeah. it's whether they're doing it for that reason or not.
I'm still a fan of Elon Musk, though.
Oh, I love Elon. I think he's awesome.
That guy rocks.
Yeah,
I know my son is totally into him, and I get my updates directly from him because he follows him. But I like what he's doing. There's a guy who's been broke a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy who truly has the will and the smarts to put it together. But he has a following now. If these people knew about our product and
look what he did with the crypto market. All he did was say like 3 sentences in the crypto market. Yeah, exactly. He's like, Tesla won't be taking Bitcoin. It just sunk. And then he said, oh, well, Dogecoin, we're going to be sending people to Mars with Dogecoin.
Yeah, went skyrocket.
Yeah, which kind of leads into another conversation of the volatility of that market. How if it can be influenced that much by one man's
he's a pretty
words.
big influencer because people believe like he's trying to do stuff. I mean, he just bought that lithium iron ore plant to lower his batteries so the cars would drop $50,000. I think that's great. I just saw the new Y, the Batwing, which is the Tesla X.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm learning about these cars, but
I haven't seen
my neighbor just got one. He said they went over and tested the X, but the seats and the back were really hard and not comfortable. And Elon said, "Hey, we heard you. We made the Y. Now they're big, cushy, cushioned seats." And he goes, "We widened the because if you were a kid, it was fine." Mm-hmm. If you were kind of an adult like us, our butt is obviously bigger, and the seatbelt clip where you plug it in was right there on the left cheek if you were sitting on the right side of the car, or the right cheek on the other side, right? Because you have to put it this way.
Yeah, cheeks were getting pinched.
Cheeks were, yeah. You had it. So I love it. He goes, I read the focus groups and what you were saying, so we built the Y.
Yeah, I think
they didn't have the bat doors, the Batwing.
Uh-huh.
These were just regular doors.
I think that's another reason why people like him so much is because he's really engaged. He wants to know what the people think, and he wants to give people what they want.
Absolutely.
And I think he's great, man.
So I'm going to try and get him on the show.
I thought he was awesome when he went on SNL, and he was like, What'd you expect? He was the first guy to say that I have Asperger's, on SNL, or the first host to have Asperger's, or at least the first to announce it. Yeah, and he's like, a lot of people think I'm weird, or he's like, what do you expect? I'm a guy that's making electric cars and sending people to Mars. You think I'd be normal?
You can't be normal.
No, you can't be normal and be doing that kind of stuff.
I guess he could be normal, but you got to have he was just a person who had a creative mind.
Yeah.
And whoever was with him, like his parents or whatever, let him go. Like, just be creative, right? Just do what you got to do.
Put no limits on him.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm always reaching boundaries, but I don't think I'm as creative as him. But I mean, I think when we're talking in the backyard occasionally and you're going, what would be a great idea if somebody did this? It's kind of like whoever created, the Post-it notes.
Mm-hmm.
You know who made that?
No.
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
He made $1 billion, and he made it with his mom's scraps. Do you remember the Monkees in the 1960s?
Hey, we're the Monkees.
Yes. They had the leg walk where they would do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Mike, the guy with the little hat, he's the one that created Post-it notes, made $1 billion.
Wow.
His mom owned a paper cutting company, penny a ream, working all day, 18 hours a day. But she had the big machines because, the blade would come in at an angle and chop it perfectly. So you'd have a true 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Well, he goes, well, what do you do with all the strips? And I guess the mother said, we toss them. They only want reams of paper. So he took them and used the cutter and started cutting them and sold them in individual packs. And everybody said, whoa, what a great note maker. And then he put the sticky on it.
And doing that glue stick one after another had to be tedious.
No, they were cut with it on it.
I'm just kidding.
So he just cut it, and it already had the glue because they had to hold it together.
Yeah.
That's why they cut it, to get the glue off.
Yeah.
So pretty amazing stuff. It just takes one good idea.
Yeah. I actually met the guy that invented the Sani wipes.
The Sani wipes.
Yeah. Yeah. The sanitary hand wipes or whatever. Yeah. And
did he wipe his hands before he talked to you or shook your hand?
No.
He didn't give you a life supply?
No, he stayed 9 feet away from me.
9 feet away?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So where was he at?
He got introduced to me through another guy in town, Edward. Brought him into the clinic, and they was talking about the machines, and he wanted to learn more, and he I believe ended up buying one for his family.
Okay, well there you have it. The Handy Wipes liked the handyman or the Handy Wipe man, the inventor of the Handy Wipe, likes the technology provided by.
Everybody likes it this season.
Yeah,
I mean, how can you not like it?
I think what we should really get into is really like how it treats people. 30 minutes, we've already claimed that, but it's it's frequencies and energy combined that reads your body, fixes key components. The one that you're looking for mixed with anything else that your body is attached to, because electricity is a current, needs an in and an out. So it has to go through the entire body to find the on. So if I put one on the stomach, one on the back, it'd have to go through everything to get to it to begin the circle again, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And we're already in an electrical matrix going on in our bodies.
You more than anybody.
Well,
jeez, 6'9". You got 4 inches of more juice than me.
We are.
You could have gone way off the topic on that one.
Too many jokes.
Too many. Joke overload.
But yeah, we have naturally 1/1,000,000th of an ampere of electricity running across your cell membranes.
Which is barely nothing.
It does. I mean,
you don't even feel it.
You don't even feel it. You only feel it until like it reaches your fingertip, because you rub your feet on the carpet, and you went up and grabbed the doorknob.
The static electricity.
Yeah, that just traveled from your feet up through your body, and it traveled from cell membrane to cell membrane, and so we have that going on in our bodies every single day at all moments, and our chemicals within our body are actually regulated by our bioelectricity, and there's no chemical reaction without the electrical reaction, actually.
Hey, Jack, I actually want you to cue up the one that says American. I got a video that shows kind of how our body works.
Okay.
I think you're going to enjoy this. Jack, roll it. Oh, it's not playing right. She is using every look at this. That's an amazing person.
Wow.
Knowing which way, which one. Look how many doors. How
does she know which cow goes in which
Wait, here's another one. This is an American who doesn't give a crap about anything. You gotta love that. Look at that. Whole place is burning around him. Everything is fine. That's my favorite kind. Look, he's surrounded. Literally, he's probably saved by that pond, because if it started to come around him or circle him, he'd just jump in the water.
He doesn't have to get out of the kitchen because he can handle the heat.
Oh, yeah. That's the kind of guy I love, man. I don't care. Yeah. I'm fishing.
It's like my grandpa, man. We'd go camping, and there'd be all these flies around, right? And there'd these like the winged ants and stuff. Yeah. And we'd be eating, and everybody else is like, slapping the flies off their plate and trying to sneak a bite in there before the fly lands on their plate. Yeah. My grandpa's just going, whatever, protein. Just eating them.
Just chowing it down. Yeah. I always like to do the fake thing where the flies are all over, and you go. People are like, he just ate a fly. I'm like, you don't see them around me now, do you?
They told their brothers.
I didn't really eat the fly, but to see the reaction on their face is priceless. Excuse me. So
that reminded me of a time I saw one of those hypnotists that will hypnotize 10 people in front of a whole crowd.
Yeah.
And it was actually at my graduation party from high school. They opened up Disneyland for us, and there was 10 or 12 different schools that got.
What are you, a king? Open Disney for you?
I grew up in L.A.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go.
And so one of the people they had there was this hypnotist, and they had these kids up on stage, and it was hilarious. I mean, I only stood there for about 10 minutes and watched, but this one kid, he had him looking like a frog, and this kid, I knew him.
Yeah.
Not a funny kid. But he was willing to go up there on stage because he was like, yeah, right, this doesn't work. And he's up there going, trying to catch flies like that for 5 minutes straight, and I'm just rolling, man. I mean, that stuff's real.
It's real. It's definitely real.
It was hilarious, though.
I know. I've seen, what have I seen? Okay. Well, that was quick. But
It always goes quick.
It's definitely quick. Well, it's
Oops,
crazy.
I'm done.
So, well, just roll that next video because that'll end us with a good kind of comical. Pick one of the funny videos I queued up. If you wouldn't be. Oh, did you see this?
No.
Okay. Oh,
For my leg.
people from anesthetic,
In your
Oh,
hip.
yeah.
anesthesia.
My
These are
doctor,
fun.
Look at my doctor.
Dave.
His name is Dave.
I think he tried to touch
You can try to.
This kid was
Don't
priceless.
do that.
me. He got
They don't
really
do that.
close.
You got very close.
Really close. Why are you laughing?
Because that would be embarrassing.
Okay, so
I think he was pretty normal. You don't have to worry.
I think he was a cool guy. He wouldn't try and do that. He got really
all right, Jack, you can put it back. But basically, these anesthesiology, you know, I had a bunch lined up, but we got so engrossed in this, and it's just amazing how fast 1 hour goes by.
I know it.
Crazy. But first of all, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to say that next Friday's show, we are going to bring on quite a bit of. We're gonna have some big stars here next week. I have some European soccer players or football players coming in. We're gonna do a ton of Skype or a video conference. Some people in. As you see, we have Ken Thompson, a couple of Newsmax TV people that are joining us each and every day. So. Hey, it's been Friday. It's been fun. Cam and I today doing the solo or the duo. Boom.
We'll have to do it again, just you and I. That
We
was
are
fun.
definitely going to do it again. Come on, son.
Here we go.
But there we go. Cameron, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Until next Friday. But make sure you check out Ace Media TV if you want to see the platform, because all of these shows and more are available on the Ace Network. But go to acemediatv.com. Check it out. And if you want to see shows after they air, go to acemediatvpodcast.com and watch all shows like these and all the others that are made here with other people. So until next week, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something and enjoy your weekend. Thanks again.